So I've tried to grab a pair of these for a little while and managed to grab them on sale for sort of less than half price. And it comes with sort of a pair of red laces as well. But what I like about it is just the sort of different sort of brown hints on there. So you've got kind of the darker brown and then the kind of lighter brown, and then I think they've kind of labelled it as taupe as well. So basically, it kind of gives it a sort of bit of a twist to sort of the sort of OG colorways that we saw for these trainer ones, which was kind of the chlorophyll color, which has had the sort of basically white, grey, and green hints. And same for, there was also a white, grey, and navy pair which I've got, and a photon dust pair. But this is something different, and I think they did a good job on this, and the way they're kind of constructed and made of sort of suede material makes it sort of more premium. And the strap itself is just really cool on the top. It just kind of makes it more sort of combat like, and the Nike Air on the back as well just makes it seem really cool and just part of that kind of 80s, late 80s era. And also like the inner lining as well, sort of made of satin, and it's really sort of plush and nice on feet, and fits a lot more comfortable than a standard trainer one in my opinion. And that's probably also to do with the lining. But the outsole itself is really cool as well, but I don't think it's that grippy. And basically you can see on the mudguard there's a few sort of glue stains as well, and just along the midsole as well, and a few marks here and there which you can sort of see. And but yeah, like I said, the train looks really nice. I kind of like the fact that it's just different. But overall, I think it's a very cool sneaker. It's definitely one to grab for on sale if you can. So here are the details for the Nike Air Trainer 1 Shima Shima. It comes in a hay, Baroque brown and taupe colorway, and it has a polyurethane sole with an airbag inside. And it's all made up of basically suede construction, so all the upper is suede. And the price was £120. So in terms of comfort and sizing, I feel this has like a medium to firm sole, so it sits very sort of flat, and it's still very comfortable. But I think the majority of the comfortability is coming from the insole. I think the insole has been sort of updated slightly to the standard OG model, which I also have, and these feel more comfortable. And also because of the fact that it has almost like a sort of satin inner lining as well, which feels really sort of nice on foot, and kind of gives you kind of more of a plush, sort of smoother feeling when you're walking. The wearing time for these sort of 2 to 5 hours. The reason being is just basically the suede is it's kind of soft anyway, so the materials are really good on this in my opinion, and I think they've done a pretty good job on this. And you can go sort of true to size on these as well. In terms of the grip, I think they've got a good grip. They're not going to be like amazing, and it's fine, but I think it's one of those trainers I wouldn't really wear in sort of especially sort of harsh conditions, but I suppose I wouldn't wear it anyway because it's got no all suede upper. So in terms of the look and style, it has a classic and timeless design, so it's basically the same as the original trainer one that released, so it's got the same sort of blocking, but the colours are different. And it was originally designed, as far as I know, as a sort of weightlifting gym trainer, and that's why it's got sort of a flat sole and kind of the strap to kind of help you sort of lock in on your forefoot for sort of when you're lifting sort of weights and that kind of stuff. And the airbag is there for sort of absorption and protection really. I like the kind of brown colours that it's got on here, so it's using sort of different hues of brown, and that kind of looks really nice on the sneaker. And I also like the inner lining with the kind of stripy design and the little kind of hits of red that you can kind of basically also kind of accentuate with the kind of laces. And I think wearing these sort of spring, autumn, winter, like I said, because it's a suede sneaker, I'd be careful sort of wearing them in the wet. They're kind of got really nice suede in my opinion, and you kind of don't really want to ruin these. I found they don't crease too much so far that I've worn them a few times, and they just feel really nice on feet and very neutral. And basically, because they got kind of this sort of more sort of premium sort of look to them in terms of the colourway, they kind of look almost, I want to say shoes, but they kind of give that kind of vibe. So you can dress these ones up sort of smart casual as well. So, and sort of wear them with sort of chinos and that kind of stuff, and it actually looks really, really smart. And I'd say they're sort of best with the brown laces that come with it, but you can also sort of tinker around with sort of black and red as well. because the tab is red as well. The sole, you've got kind of sort of the red hits as well. So you could also try beige, because I think that would work quite well as well on this one. In terms of the final thoughts, I think the pros are it's got a nice sort of brown colour palette. I really like that. And the train actually feels premium. That's what I think anyway. I'm not an expert on kind of leather sort of and materials in general, but from just the feel of the touch, it just feels really nice. And you can kind of feel the suede sort of the lining of the suede. It just feels like a nice sort of material and very sort of plush. And I would say basically this trainer one, I know it kind of divides opinion, but for me I really like the design and the way they look, especially on feet. They just look really cool with the strap and almost sort of mimicking a sort of hiking shoe in a way. In terms of the cons, I think the cost, it's just slightly too high. It's £120. I think if they kind of retailed sort of £100, £110, I think they probably would have made more of a success. But I think the trainer one in general is kind of a Marmite trainer. Some people like it, some people don't. And I also had sort of glue stains on my pairs as well, so there's just a few glue stains here and there, nothing too major. And also had some scuffs on the sort of plastic sort of mudguard area, so on the midsole. So I think that was not a good start. So in terms of the ratings, I give the look and style a 5. I actually think the sneaker looks really nice, and it's a really cool sneaker, so it's definitely one to grab if you can grab it, especially on sale, which is what I did. And in terms of the comfort, I give it a 4 out of 5. It very much kind of mimics a Jordan 3 in my opinion, and that's also really comfortable. This one is probably slightly more so because I feel all of the insole and also the sort of satin inner lining. And the quality, I give it a 4 out of 5. I think it's like I said, the actual material is really nice. It's just the scuffs and glue stains kind of knocks it down for me. And the pricing, I'll give that a 4 out of 5. It's not too bad in terms of price, but it should be a little bit lower. And overall, I'll give it a 4. I think it's a really nice sneaker and definitely one to grab on the sales because they seem to be cut down to sort of more than sort of half price. So I think it's definitely one to grab.